Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss Standard 12 Introduction to Computer Subject, Chapter number 5, last part, and in that last part we will talk about smart card first. So let's start without any disturbance. Now, first of all, how smart card look like? See, so many students has confusion. If you look at this diagram carefully, you can able to see golden chip over here. Now, that golden chip is known as smart card. This golden chip is known as smart card. Okay, so in that context, the same chip available in SIM card also, driving license also. So that is why we need to understand that chip as a smart card. So let's start the discussion about that. Now, smart card look just like a, a credit card, but are different as they have microchip embedded in their surface. This is microchip. This yellow chip is called microchip, and they are available. They are embedded, fixed in the smart card. Okay, a smart card contains users' private information. It can store users' private information, like, for example, account information, health and insurance information, private key, I mean to say password. All these stored in smart card. It can store 100 times more information than the normal card, because normal card use magnetic strip and smart card use microchip. So that's why smart card store more information. They are much safer than the credit or debit card, as the information stored in the smart card is encrypted. Encrypted, I already explained you in my previous lecture. So if you don't know what is encrypted, then in that case, just see the previous lectures. Uh, Another important thing is, when we talk about encrypted, the purpose is security. Means we want secure data, and that is why it's stored in encrypted form. So if anybody get the smart card, they cannot able to get the information easily. Now customers can load their card with cash. You can able to store digital cash in this smart card, and then use this to pay for goods into the merchant retail outlet, or you can use the same card on website also. Only the thing is, you have to store the digital cash. To get the data from the smart card, we require card readers. So card readers are available for retail outlets, as are an attachment for PCs. That card reader is attached with your computer system, and when you put smart card inside the card reader, since because it is attached with the PC, it participates with transaction through internet. This convenience gives a great advantage to smart cards, and they can be used for a range of purpose, like storing digital cash. It can store digital cash, storing patient medical data. And smart card are popular in countries like US, Europe, Japan, and some part of Asia. So please remember, these are the places you have to underline. Here smart cards are very popular. People use them uh, for transaction. Next, a smart card reader is required to read information or add data to it. So it can be, a smart card reader is an instrument, and it is used to read the information or to store the information in smart card. It is small device. A smart card reader is a small device into which the smart card is insert. The way how you insert the card on the shop, on the black box. The same way we have a smart card reader. For example, when you visit your family doctor, you can give him your smart card to review the medical history and prescribe medicine. So when you visit your family doctor at that time, smart card is very helpful. How? Because doctor will record, doctor will store all your medical history and the prescription of medicine in the smart card. And this is also insert into the smart card. At medical store, you hand over your smart card to the pharmacist, the medical store fellow, who sees your prescription of your doctor and give you medicine accordingly. And the same card can be used for payment purpose also. So payment can be done using the same card. Imagine how one card will solve all your purpose. And that is why smart card become popular day by day. Next we talk about charge card. Now, charge card is another form of a payment mechanism wherein the customer can pay through the card vendor. Okay, here what happened? The customer has to pay through the card vendor. Now, how it work? Charge card. Like first of all, you have to, you need to collect the card and you have to use it. And after you completely use the requirement, then the card has to be insert and it will charge accordingly. For example, I just give a practical example. If I go for amusement park, then the amusement park owners give me one card, and in that card there is no balance, but card is given. Now I have to go to variety of rides and I have to just swipe the card. Okay, how many number of times I will go in the ride, accordingly the charge is recorded in the card. For example, there are I go for 5 rides and each ride is 100 rupees. So when the amusement park stop their regular routine, okay, I have to present that card on the counter. They insert the card and they will see that in how many rides I enjoy how many times, and accordingly they will say that you have to pay 500 rupees and I have to pay to them. That way charge card work. So as compared to credit card that have a credit limit, the charge card does not carry out any spending limit. As I told you, in amusement park, you use your card in n number of rides, n number of time. It will not tell you that now your limit is over. The customer has to pay the total amount used at the end of the billing period. So you have to pay what is the total amount to the company that has issued the card. If the total amount is not paid back, then the customer has to pay the late fee. Depend on the situation. That is called charge card. Okay. Next is net banking. Another option which is become more popular is net banking or online banking, and it does not involve any type of card. It can be used by customer who have bank account enabled with internet banking. Okay, so in that case net banking is very safe. The reason is why it is safe, because it not involve any card. Only you require bank account, or you can say ID password. Now how it works, see, the bank provides the net banking password to the customer for operating the account from the internet, including the payment for online purchase. So you can able to pay, okay, about online purchase through net banking. For example, I want to purchase product from Amazon, and if I want to pay through net banking, yes, it is possible. Now many of the e-commerce, m-commerce websites provide the facility to make the payments using net banking. Okay, you can able to pay through net banking. Instead of entering the card details on the website, it allows one to specify the bank through which you wish to pay from. For example, if I have a net banking facility of SBI, then I have to select net banking of SBI on Amazon website. On these websites, when you process to make the payment, you will be asked to select your bank. And once you select the bank, you will see the screen of your bank's website where you need to log in using your account number and net banking password. So on that home page of the website, you have to enter your account number and net banking password, or your username and net banking password. You can perform the transaction and transfer the amount from your account to the merchant. So you can able to transfer the money from your account to merchant account. Okay. Now before we go ahead, I just want to show you. So just look at this. This is online SBI. I try to log in with my user ID and password. The purpose is just to show you. Now, as you can see, you are able to see my net banking facility. My name is visible on the right hand side where my mouse cursor is moving, and you are able to see everything over here. You can able to go for payment, bill payment, fixed deposit, income tax and tax related things. You can request and inquiries. Okay, so all these things are possible. You can able to see last transaction very easily, all my bank account and other account and available balance, everything is available on the screen. So this is the net banking actually. Now why I'm showing this, so you will come to know. The purpose is to make you aware that yes, it is working. And when my work is over, I have to click on log out. So if I click on continue, okay, it will be log out. And then they ask me for feedback form. Okay, fine. So this is your net banking. Now one paragraph is given about Indian Railway. That suppose you want to book a ticket and you want to pay through net banking, then what is the procedure? I repeat, your purpose is to book the ticket of Indian Railway, and at the same time, at the same time, when you want to book a ticket, at the same time you want to pay through net banking also. Then what is to be done? Okay, see the paragraph. Indian Railway provides the facility to book tickets online on their website www.irctc.co.in. First, the user needs to register on the site. Register on the site means the way how you create your Instagram or Facebook ID. Same way we have to create our Indian Railway ID on the site and then provide the details of the journey along with passenger information. After you log in on Indian Railway website, you have to provide your journey details from which station to which station, how many members want to travel. Okay. Once the information is filled up, you can proceed to the payment where net banking option is provided. So you can go to the net banking area, select your bank and continue further, which display the login screen of your bank. Like on Indian Railway, if I click on SBI, then the SBI screen which I show you just before 30 seconds, that SBI screen will open and that you have to log in. After you log in, you have to transfer the fund to Indian Railway to complete the booking. And after the successful payment, the user get the message on the registered mobile number from IRCTC Indian Railway website, and that message can be shown at the time of traveling, or you can able to take a printout of e-copy ticket can be printed. So that printed ticket you can show. Net banking payment system is seen as being safer than using credit card, as nearly all merchant accounts in India offer it as an option. So it's considered as safer, as I told you, because it not involve any card. So no fear of theft or loss. Okay, and majority merchant provide this facility. So in that case, you can able to trust on net banking. Next, we have to go for that is electronic fund transfer. Now, electronic fund transfer, meaning transferring money from one bank account. Okay, please be careful. Remember, we are talking about from one bank account to another electrically. Okay, they are saying that from one bank account to another bank account, but electrically. Now, where it is helpful? Okay, for example, uh, we have a say one company. Okay, whose name is X company. Now, X company has, say, for example, 10,000 employees. and X company wants to pay salary to them. Then what is electronic fund transfer? X company will provide the information to the bank. Employee number, employee name, account number, amount. Okay, this list of these 10,000 employees, the 10,000 employees, this data transfer to the bank, and bank will say that from company's account money must be transferred to all these 10,000 employees at the same time with following account number and with this following amount. For example, employee number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, account number, employee number 1, 2, 3 and 4 available. Okay, employee name is A, B, C and D. Account number also, but amount is mentioned. Like for example, this is the amount. Now what happened if you provide this kind of tabular format or this data to of 10,000 employees to the bank, then what bank will do? Now bank will transfer the money from company's account to this employee's account. This is called electronic fund transfer. This is known as electronic fund transfer. So that we have to understand. Benefit is what? All will get the amount at the same time. No need to write the check and give the check. Okay, work done smoothly. Okay, these are the benefits. Now see what they are saying. Electronic fund transfer is safe, secure, efficient and less expensive. Why? Because paper check payment is expensive. The cost of one blank check is, for example, 2 rupees. Imagine over here. If you want to pay salary to 10,000 employees by check, okay, the cost of check is 2 rupees. So 10,000, okay, multiply by 2, multiply by 12. Why I am doing this? 10,000 employees. Every month you are giving salary through check. The cost of check is 2 rupees and that you have to do 12 times. So if you compare, then you see what is the answer come. Okay, it is 2,40,000. Imagine. And EFT means this system is not go for this amount. It is always lesser compared to the paper check. So they says that less expensive than paper check payment and collection. The example of EFT are transaction among the various banks around the world, payment of tuition fees using an ATM. All these are examples, just remember them. Deposit of employee salary in their accounts. Okay, like in our school, all the employees get the salary with the help of this technique. Monthly bank account deduction. Okay, every month regular deduction of insurance policy and all those. That all are done with the help of electronic fund transfer. The popularity of EFT for online bill payment is growing day by day, and the benefit of EFT include reduce administrative cost, increase efficiency, simplified bookkeeping because your bookkeeping will be easy, and great security. These are the benefit which you have to remember. However, the number of companies who send and receive bills through the internet is still relatively small. This facility has to be used by people more and more, but compared to reality, okay, what is given in textbook and what right now going on, both as a different, it is not still popular the way how it required to be. Next is e-wallet. Now students, e-wallet facility is available in terms of like your Paytm wallet and all those. Those who are using Airtel, they understand Airtel money and Vodafone, now VI, they understand M-Paisa. These are the wallet system. Paytm wallet, for example. Okay, the benefit is you don't require to type the information every time when you purchase the product. Otherwise, what happens when you open the site, you select the product, every time they ask you same information, your name, address, and email ID and mobile number and all those information. But with the help of e-wallet, you don't require to enter all the details again and again. So let's read what the textbook says about e-wallet. Now most of the time when you make purchase on the web, you are required to fill out the form with your name, shipping address, billing address, credit information and so on. As I told you, whenever we purchase, we have to provide all this information. Doing this few times is fine, but having to do it every time for every website you shop on the same website is annoys. It is irritating. Now some merchants solve the problem by having you fill out a form once and then saving the information stored on their server for later use. Some website, you know what they does, they ask only one time and then they store all the information in their server. These merchants provide e-wallet service to the customer, which makes the shopping or booking of tickets much easier for its customer. By the help of this wallet, you are able to book the ticket, okay, or you can go for shopping very easily. Today, many bank, online grocery store, telecom service are provide e-wallet service. An e-wallet is an electronic card for making secure online payment towards a merchant. So you can able to pay through wallet also. It works just like a credit card or debit card. While making the payment through e-wallet, the customer is not required to provide debit card or credit card number. This reduces the risk of credit card, debit card number being exposed. Now what they say that in e-wallet, there is no need to be announced like your credit card number and debit card number. How actually it work? For example, if I want to, if I am traveling daily from my home to my job through Indian Railway, then I will go for a wallet of Indian Railway. In your language, daily pass system. Okay, so when I go for e-wallet of Indian Railway and when I want to book a ticket, I will get the priority. Remember, those who have an e-wallet, they get the priority because they already pay the amount. Okay, and they will get the facility. For example, 1st January, I pay 1 lakh rupees to Indian Railway in my e-wallet. Now, whenever I book the ticket, I not need to pay because money will be deducted from my e-wallet. Since because I pay in advance, so automatically I get priority in the tickets. These are just example to make you aware. Okay. For example, IRCTC has launched e-wallet scheme for the customers to make online booking easier. So you can use the bank, IRCTC Indian Railways e-wallet scheme. The customer having an account can deposit money in advance with IRCTC, which can be used in future as payment option to book the tickets online. So you can able to pay through e-wallet and can book the ticket online. Currently, the users have to provide the credit card, debit card details for booking the tickets. But this payment procedure takes time. The user is transferred to the bank server for payment. Okay, so here the money will be transferred, okay, through bank server to IRCTC. Okay, so this is the procedure of wallet. Then the last topic of this lesson is RuPay. Now, before I want to explain about RuPay, look at this. Whenever you are using credit card or debit card, okay, bank server is connected with Master or Visa company. Why? Because when anybody get the credit card or debit card, the person's detail is available in bank server also and in the server of MasterCard and Visa card. So whenever transaction occur, bank server will ask MasterCard or Visa card company that whether the card is correct or not, because card manufactured by MasterCard and Visa card, and they are taking high charges in terms of foreign currency. Second thing, their server is far away from India, so it takes some time also. So what is the solution? Indian government decide that MasterCard and Visa card company producing the card and give to the bank and bank give to the customer. Let's do it. Okay. Indian company start RuPay card. Okay. The RuPay card. RuPay card is alternative of MasterCard and Visa card. And RuPay card server, okay, this RuPay card server is in India. Okay. Payment we need to pay in rupees, and another is because it is in India, speed increase. So RuPay card is the domestic alternative of Master and Visa card. Now see what the textbook says. The term RuPay is coined from two terms, rupee and payment. RU means rupee and PAY means payment. This is a new card payment mechanism launched by, please underline, important, okay. It is launched by National Payment Corporation of India, NPCI, can be asked in exam, important. They launched this card. Figure 5.26 shows the RuPay card which can be used the same way as we use credit card or debit card. Currently, as there is no domestic card, Indian bank have to be tie up with MasterCard and Visa to connect cardholder, merchant and the issuing bank around the globe, around the world. MasterCard and Visa are the world leaders in card payment and all payment transactions are processed through them. That we are aware and we already discussed. Okay. Next, every transaction done using a credit or debit card issued by domestic bank is routed through their network switch which are outside the country. Now what they say? Before RuPay card, when you go for any transaction or when you pay through debit card or credit card, your data transfer from your bank to the network of this MasterCard and Visa card outside the country. And these transactions involve additional charges because outside the country for providing the service. Now the bank have to pay for processing all debit and credit card payment. That money has to be borne by bank. RuPay cards are the domestic alternative to other payment card. By using RuPay cards, all the transactions will be processed within India because RuPay card server is in India. As the transaction processing will be done domestically, the cost of each transaction clearing and settlement will be reduced. In MasterCard and Visa card, you are paying dollars. Here you have to pay rupees because it is domestic. And RuPay will benefit the customer and the bank by reducing the cost. So if the cost decrease, then you will get the benefit. That's why RuPay always welcome by customer and bank both. So here our lesson is over. In the description of this video, I will upload several mind map technique of chapter 4 and chapter 5. I request students check for 3 consecutive days. Any point of time I will put the link in the description of this video. The mind map material which can be helpful to go for fast track revision. Okay, so that is mind map material I will upload in the description of this video. You can write your review how you feel about the video lecture. Okay, and if you have any suggestion, most welcome. Okay, so here we will conclude our lecture and next we will start chapter number 1, HTML forms. Okay, so till then please take care of yourself students. Thank you. God bless you.